Kelsea. Um, Thank you for your patience. It does take me almost like an hour to prepare myself mentally, shut off all distractions so that I can concentrate on your reading with your grandmother, Beverly, 100%. All right. All right. So I'm going to explain a little bit about how this all works, how it all comes together, because you can see there's a lot of cards, there's a lot of different decks being used, and that's just my process. Um, all right, so just so you know, I've been connected with Beverly, your grandma, for like about the last hour. I do that on purpose because I have conversations with her, who I am, what I do, who's wanting to connect with her. And it just kind of, believe it or not, at first they're a little skeptical, like, who is this person? I don't know you. So it puts them at ease that I have their best interest at heart, so to speak. All right. All right. So the way this works is I don't do a typical tarot read, so to speak, right? Um, I connect with your grandmother, but she's also connected with me. I'm an empath, so I'm able to feel her emotions. And that really helps to portray what feeling she's trying to get across to you. All right. So sometimes what's on the card is 100% have to do with her message for that card. Sometimes it doesn't. And I know that sounds strange, but it's just the way this works. I know what she's meaning by every single card, right? She doesn't need any of this. Okay. This is only for us human beings. We do better when we see and we're able to have a visual to put two and two together, so to speak. All right. So some of these, because she had a lot to say, some of the decks and cards are off picture, but don't worry. I will bring them in when it's time. Okay, so you'll be able to see all the different cards. All right, so I always start off. This is an old school Lenormand. It's an old school, way, way back when tarot began. And it just kind of it has different meanings for different readings, right? All right, so your grandma's card was the woman. And sometimes whoever I'm connected with allow me to go past a certain card until they're ready to let me know what it means. And you'll start to see that as we go along. I have extreme patience with whoever I'm connected with because this is their time to talk to you, so to speak, and get a message to you and what's important to them. Sometimes we go into the readings as we're hoping they're going to talk about this and that. And sometimes that does happen. But most of the time, it's what's important for them, for your grandmother, and what is important for her, the message she has for you. Okay, I'm hoping this is making sense. All right, so this is the woman card, and all this card did was validate to me and to you this is her, nobody else. And it's just saying, yes, this is Beverly, this is your grandmother. Okay, that's all that card is. And they also do that. They will talk about certain things just to validate whatever it is. for you. All right. Now, if I pause and I do this usually in almost every single reading because I'm still connected to her. I don't break that connection until this is all done because they continue to feed me um, the emotions behind the cards and what they want to say. And sometimes they'll even give me additional information. You may hear me say, hold on just a moment, and there'll be a little silence on my part. That's because I'm listening to her. All right, that's pretty common. All right, so these are the traditional tarot cards up here. Um, but I don't go by the traditional meanings like somebody who learns tarot and they go by the actual meanings. Sometimes these are all my keywords that I've written on here, right? Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's a picture. Sometimes it's whether it's a man or a woman in the cards. Sometimes it could be even like, see, this is the sun. Their meaning or her meaning to you could have to do with that. I'm hoping this is all I'm making sense, right? Because this is natural to me. But a lot of people that request a reading, they don't even know how this works. All right. By the way, I provide a video of your reading because I want people to also see this is real. And I do that and I changed that quite a long time ago because the world we live in, unfortunately, there is always going to be people that take advantage of people's pain, um, going through losing a loved one. And I think that's horrible to do to somebody. Um, and so that's why I do a video, right? So that you can also rewatch it. I upload these to my YouTube because they can handle, you'll see, this is going to end up being quite long. I'm unapologetically apologetic. Sorry. I don't rush through these. That's out of respect for you and for your grandmother. By the way, I asked those questions of you for a reason because I want to know her name. That's out of respect for her because I'm connected with her. All right? Knowing how they passed can really help me in something in one of these cards that it's very easy to miss. And I don't want to miss anything. How they passed away is also important because sometimes they'll talk about their passing. And if I don't know what they went through before they passed, I can also miss things because mediums are not perfect. And I just want to give you the best reading possible. All right, let's get back to it. Now, these, I'm going to go through and I'm going to lift up each card so you can actually see what's on the card. This is the Page of Pentacles. This will come up when the person I'm connected to, your grandma, it's almost another validation. A page always means a younger person. And in her eyes, you're a younger person, right? So that's another validating to you. This is her, this is you. This is about you and her. A lot of times they won't even talk about other family members because this is the priority right here, right now. All right? Now, this one, I love this card. Not because of the traditional meanings. This will come up. This is about you. There's a beautiful, graceful woman in the middle dancing, right? And it's a card when, like, and your grandmother she's talking about the joy you have in life. And this will not be the first or like the last she will talk about this. All right? I wish you could feel the feelings that are behind each one of these. It's a shame that you guys can't. I try to use my inflection and my words to convey the emotion behind what your grandmother wants you to know. She just loves that you have a complete joy of life. Even though, like all of us, you have hard times, ups and downs, you have joy in your heart. And she loves that about you. This also depicts a woman and looking at the sun, and it's like the star card. That's about hope and healing and moving forward. And this is also a card about you and her both. Okay? It's about she wants you to know that she recognizes it's hard on you not having her around. And she's very sorry about that. But, like I said, this is about hope and healing. She just wants to recognize that you're very strong, you're putting one foot in front of the other, and she loves that about you. All right, now we start to take a little bit of a different turn. This is the Empress card. The Empress is a very strong mother figure. Very smart, very loving, and that's what I'm seeing. She was in her time when she was still on this earth. She was like a matriarch. She was very wise. And when I say that, I'm not talking about book wise. She was life wise. And she tried to help the people around her with her life experience. Okay? And the love that she had to offer to them. She's not being boastful in this. It's just how she was in life. Okay? Now, people always tend to take this card wrong, right? It's a traditional tarot card, and it's the Hangman, right? And I've only had it come up in a reading in the past where it was the depiction here actually applied. 99.9% of the time, it does not. Okay? This is about she wants you to have patience. You have a lot of good things in your life, right? Things that are a blessing. And she's so happy for you that you have those things. But at the same time, she wants you to sometimes wait, be patient for these things to come to you and not force things. Now, she didn't tell me what exactly she was talking about. She's saying what she knows you already know. Right? All right. So, she was a little vague about this one. Sorry about nails. I'm doing three things at once today. But I've stopped everything for this reading with your grandma. Now she's bringing up like a father figure. I'm not sure if she's talking about your grandfather, your dad, somebody that passed away a long time ago, right? She's just wants to validate that you had or have currently have that father figure. Now, she could be talking about your actual dad, right? Or it could be something, like I said, that your grandfather. I have no clue if he's passed or not. She's just bringing this up to me. That he also is or was that teacher figure, teaching life lessons. Okay? So this tarot card, the Hierophant, is about somebody that was very smart and shared his knowledge, his or hers. Now, in this reading, it is a he, okay? And she's just glad that you had that or have that. Sorry, don't mean to be cryptic, but sometimes I only state what they're sharing. Okay? So, all right. Now, the next cards, there's multiple decks here. And that is common. I choose my decks very carefully after I've already connected to, say, your grandmother, right? And I allow the spirit to, not your grandmother, but the spirit, to show me and have me draw to a particular decks. This is why it takes me quite some time before I actually start videoing like I'm doing right now. There's a whole, it's quite the long process to go through. So thank you for your patience. All right. A lot of them are oracle cards that we're going to go through next. Oracle cards have to do with emotions, feelings, thoughts, or particular information they want to clarify to you. I say they, but you know what I mean. And they just give more information, right? So, which I love that because, whereas she gave quite a bit of information, a lot of people I connect with, it's kind of cut and dry. So she actually gave a lot more information than a lot of people do that I connect with. All right. So when we go into the oracle cards, and I explain to her what I'm doing, what these cards are meaning. Now, I don't know how it works, but because her and I are connected with one another, the cards come out that are needed and her message. I don't even know how that works within me. I just have faith and I trust that it's true and it's real. She says, my granddaughter, she's never been a follower. She has always gone her own way. She said, too many people in life are just followers, but not her. And there's a lot that she loves about you. Now, you say, and I don't know what year she passed away. She could have passed away before you even can remember her, like one of my grandmothers did, right? I have a few little memories. That's it. So people usually want to know, okay, I've never met her or him because they died before my awareness, where I could retain memories. I said, the way this works is they're still around you. They still get to experience your life. Um, they, it's almost like a blessing for them, right? They get to see your life, they get to see your career, they get to see relationships, and they get to experience it. So she does have a lot of knowledge about you. Um, and your current life and your past life, maybe even growing up or whatever the situation is. But she loves that you have never been a follower. Absolutely never. Hold on a second. I had to look. I wanted to make sure you could see these cards over here. The next thing about you that she loves, and she does this a lot. There is so much she talks about you and that she loves about you. This one is about the natural grace that you have in your life. And what I mean by that, and what she's talking about, is that you're a very strong woman. See, it kind of goes back to this. You've never been a follower. You make your own rules in your life, and that's what you go by, right? So she's just so proud of you that because you've never been a follower and you're a very strong person. Let's see. Now this card, no matter what deck I use, quite often in the different decks, the dream card will come up. I have learned almost across the board what they're talking about when a dream card. And in this case, that's correct. She wants you to know that she is trying her hardest to communicate with you, and they're kind of limited in how they can communicate. It would be a beautiful thing if they could just be in your presence and you could hear them talking, they can hear you talking, and you have conversations. Well, unfortunately, that's not the case, okay? Not unless you're gifted yourself in this way. Like, I'm a medium. I can hear spirits. They can talk to me. I respond. And I can see spirits, and I know when they're near, right? So the dream card is that she's been trying to reach you in your dreams because she's really been waiting for a time that she can communicate with you. So if there's ever a time that you wake up, and a lot of times we don't remember our dreams, unfortunately, but if there's ever a time where you have woken up or you're going to wake up and you remember a dream about her, just know that's her. She's really, really happy that you're doing this. And I'm not just saying that. What I have experienced with so many people that I've connected with is that there's all they want to do is connect to their loved ones, right? And so this gives them the opportunity to do that. So they don't waste their time and effort. They just get right to what's important to them, right? They're not going to talk about things that don't even matter in life. That's my experience with them. It's almost like they're on a mission. They've been wanting to communicate, and it's frustrating for her not to be able to. And so just know that that is her, okay? And it's one way that she as in the spirit world that she's able to do that. All right? Now, the other thing is, and I want you to notice something, these cards came out together. And ignore this word up here. Okay? This has nothing to do with her message. Flowers always represent love. And I can honestly say always. Certain things will always come out, and we're going to see more of those as we're going along, right? Hold on just a second. Okay. Sometimes they reiterate to make sure something they've already previously talked to me about, because they want to make sure I'm getting this right for you. I do not take offense at that. It's just important to her that you know certain things. All right. And in a way, all three of these go together. Okay? This has to do with loving you so much and wanting the best for you. In almost all ways. If she could have it her way, she would make sure your life is perfect. But we all know life's not like that, right? There's ups and downs. And what she's talking about here is she wants you, determination, to become, and well, not become, let me back up, that's not the word she used. She wants you to continue to be, remember this one over here? The strong woman that you are. And what this is talking about with the flowers and the love is whether it's in relationships or work, raising kids, whatever that could be for you in your life. She wants you to know, don't ever forget how strong you are, the love I feel and others feel for you, and know your worth. I always love when this card comes out. And a lot of times across the board, it's always that female figure, strong, and they want to convey to you, and which she does. She said, never lose that strongness, okay? Whether it's about love in your life, work, friendships, family, whatever it is, always, always remember your worth. Because in her eyes, like, you're one of the best people that she knows. And I thought, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. All right, give me just a second here. Sometimes I have to stop and take a drink of water, coffee, whatever I have, because for whatever reason, my throat gets very dry. My mouth gets very dry. And that's just part of connecting with somebody. And it's almost like it's depleting my energy to connect with hers. So give me just a second, please. All right. Now, so far, she has done, your grandmother Beverly has done an excellent job at telling you all the things that she admires about you, that she's in awe of you about. And it's just beautiful things. Now, sometimes, if it's important to say to Beverly, your grandmother, they will talk about things that are not always beautiful sunshine type things. And her next message is just that. Okay? Now, I'll put these in the order that they came out. All right. So, these 3 cards came out one after another. Okay? And it took her a bit to get her point across to me. It was almost like she was watching the words that she says to be respectful of others and you. That's the feeling that she allowed me to feel for this message, this part of it. Okay? Now, she says there's people, and she doesn't say who. She said there's people in your life currently that can tend to be a lot more negative. And it could be that she's talking about just in general, or some negative things in the past that were said, or things in the near future that will be said in addition, right? She's just, I wish you could feel the feelings behind this. And she's actually giving me that negative feeling to get her point across. So I understand, right? It's like they're, hold on. The word she's using, because she sensed immediately that I was struggling to find those words, is toxic. Toxic people. That it could be at your workplace. It could be immediate family. It could be extended family. It could be friendships. But she says, don't ever lose your focus in life. Don't let other people's negativity direct your life. This is why I made sure I said that she was a very wise person. And it's important to her that, what's the word? It's important to her that she's still that matriarch type of information, life lessons type of message, okay? So this is important to her. And I don't, if these come out, I'm saying it. I do not sugarcoat. There's a lot of people that have learned tarot and stuff that sugarcoat things. I do not. She knows what you need to hear right here, right now. It's not a coincidence that you might have seen one of my videos. There is divine timing in this world, and I fully believe in it because I see it happen one after another, okay? She said, sometimes these people can even be manipulative in their words. She gives me an example, like making you feel guilty about something you don't need to feel guilty about. Okay? The modern world, blaming you for things that are not your doing. It's like the modern world, twisting my words here. The modern world word for it is like gaslighting, right? She wants you to guard yourself against those things. Those things are not good for you. That's what she's saying. Remember the joy card? And I said, we're going to go back to this. Guard your heart and your mind, and especially self-doubt, negative talk that we all do within our own heads about situations in life. I've done it. Most people do. But she wants to guard you to guard your heart and your mind in your life against the negative people in your circle. Because she doesn't want you to ever lose the joy that you've chosen to have in your life. When these three cards, and these three came up together, these three came up together. And I always know when that happens that it's something they're really serious, more serious about. Let me kind of move these over so that you can kind of see these. Hopefully you can see these. I've been working on maybe getting a new, better system here. All right. So there is a card that I put aside. Okay? Not because I didn't want to show you, because I knew she didn't want me to bring it up right away. Where it came out. She let me know. When it came out up here. But she let me know. No. It's not time. And they do that. This card comes out when I connect with people. It rarely ever comes out on a general reading. Rarely. When this comes out, it's, what's the words? It's to validate you that, do you ever think about her or bring her up? The memories from the past, if you can remember them. These are my words. I'm condensing. Well, not really condensing. These are just my words. And what she's showing me is that at some time, it's almost like you're recognizing her. I don't know if it, like on a special day. That's the feeling I'm getting from this. And the reason she wanted me to put this side was she wants you to know that she hears